What is up everyone, my name is Finral, and in this short yet in-depth video I'll be showing you how to get to high rounds on Die Maschine with 2 to 4 players. It's actually a lot easier than you might think, and really boils down to having the time to do it. Oh, and getting lucky enough that your game doesn't crash. I have included a prerequisite, tips on preventing crashes, and setup section in this video. If you just strictly want to know the strat, timestamps will be in the description. Just so y'all know, I do have much experience in this field, as I did previously hold the 4-player world record on Die Maschine, although it has been recently beaten. So a few prerequisites here. For your class, you're going to want to have the Tier 3 Ring of Fire. Also, having Tier 2 Speed Cola will make your life easier as it recharges your field upgrade faster. Your weapon selection will be dependent on whether or not you've unlocked the Bowie knife yet. If you have, I would suggest using a shotgun with the salvage attachment, or if you haven't, just equip the standard knife. Above everything, do not open this door at the top of Penthouse. This will absolutely ruin the strat as you will be camping here. I also suggest against opening this door that leads to the pond, but if you do, the strat will still work out. One of the biggest factors of losing high round attempts isn't dying, but rather your game crashing on you. To counter this, I would suggest turning down your FOV, disabling motion blur, and disabling the floating damage numbers. Some other factors that could decrease the chances of your game crashing is not using the DIE and not spamming your guns. Instead, shoot your guns in bursts, but either way, this really only apply on insta-kills. I've also heard not getting elemental pop helps, but my team still used it. Now, while doing these things might help, the game is still very prone to crashing, so be warned. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, let's get into the setup for the strat. These first few rounds, you're going to want to work up your currency. Make sure you're getting mostly knife kills and headshots for maximum points. On round 10, buy all the doors and activate the Pack-a-Punch. Ensure you hit the box 4 times to move it so you can begin to get fire sales to potentially get the ray gun. I would also suggest doing the coffin meme Easter egg, as it has a chance to drop the ray gun. You can now begin to get perks. Make sure the first 3 perks you buy are the ones you want the most, as when you go down, those will be the ones you keep. I would suggest buying Jug, Quick Revive, and Stamina up first. If you're going to use the DIE during your high round attempt, you can also choose to do the free quest for it whenever. I would personally suggest against it though, due to crashes and you honestly don't really need it. From now until round 30, your goal is to once again start racking up points and preparing to go into the camping spot. The reason I say round 30 is because the ray gun has a higher chance to drop once you hit this round. If you're just a duo team, however, you can choose to hit the box earlier, as you don't need to get as many ray guns. Some places to train while waiting are the spawn, the pond, and the crashed plane site. You can also camp at the truck or the plane wing. On round 30, save a zombie and keep hitting the box until everyone on your team has a ray gun, fully pack-a-punch. Your secondary weapon can honestly be whatever you want, since you will only be using it for insta-kills. I personally use the MP5, but my teammates use the Gallo they spawned in with. This might take a while, but it is needed for the Penthouse strat. Some other things you will want for this strat are self-revives and attack helicopters, and you will need full armor and decoy grenades or monkeys, whatever your preference. I would suggest having one person with decoys and the rest with monkeys. Alright, now we're actually going to get into the Penthouse strat. Once your team has fully pack-a-punch ray guns and monkeys or decoys, take this route in the gameplay to the top of Noct, in an area called the Penthouse. The zombies will spawn from the left here, the front left here, and in the far back. Have one player shoot zombies spawning from the left and the other player or players shooting zombies from the front and front left. Just as an FYI, most of the zombies will pile up from the front left here, which allows you to refill your ring of fire almost immediately, as you can see from the gameplay. Alternate uses of the ring of fire between your teammates, and maybe even call out before you use yours to ensure none are wasted. You can't charge your ring of fire while yours is in use and someone else's ring of fire and on insta-kills, so keep that in mind. Something different my 3-player team did was me and my other teammate at the front would always make sure at least one of us had a ring of fire. If my ring of fire was going and my teammate didn't have his yet, he would step out and get his. If his ring of fire was going and I didn't have mine yet, I would step out and get mine. Here's an example. Alright, so right now my teammate is sitting in his ring of fire and I'm killing zombies to get mine. And then I get mine and I pop mine, and then he backs out to get his back now. And then right here he tells me how he has his, and right there it pops, and then I'll back out to get mine back again. Another thing we did different than most teams is the player on the left would keep his ring of fire in case we needed an extra one for the Megatron, or if we got overrun. Obviously this will only work with 3 to 4 players, but it's something to consider. This type of ring of fire strat worked great for my team, but it isn't needed. Instead, most teams will just alternate uses between their teammates, by basically just using it whenever they get it. Now, let's get into the ammo runs. From the penthouse, you will run to the bottom of Knot to the Omega outpost and buy your ammo from this crate. If you need to craft anything, you can also use the crafting table at spawn. Communication is key when it comes to this, so when one person is running low on ammo, they need to tell their team. The less players you have, the more important this is. Money is not a problem with this strat, so every time someone needs ammo, the whole team should just go for it. Figure out within your team who will throw the first monkey before you get ammo, and who will throw the second monkey after you grab ammo. Here's an example of my team doing an ammo run in the middle of the round. So right here I tell my teammates I'm running low on ammo, and they throw a monkey. I also threw a decoy, but I didn't need to. And I head down to get ammo. I'll also grab some monkeys here because I need them. And now my other teammate is throwing a monkey right now. And we head back to the top, and we're all set. That easy. When Megatron spawns, make sure to focus your fire on him to ensure he doesn't get too close to you. The player on the left should be able to help if the front players are struggling with killing the Megatron. Use your ring of fires to kill him fast. If you do the strat like my team did, you should always have one going, and even have a backup one from the teammate on the left. Here's an example of my team executing this. I'm gonna try to get mine real quick.
Sorry, you have to share.
You might have to use yours, Sid. I don't have mine yet. Yeah, use yours when that runs out, Sid. Use it. There's also a very rare chance Megatron will spawn from the left instead of the front. If this happens, make sure the player on the left knows to tell the team immediately. I would suggest not doing what we did and staying here, but rather running as if you were going for an ammo run, but instead staying in the spawn area for a bit. Once Megatron is out there with you, you can take him out there, or go back to the camping spot and take him out as you would normally. Do you remember when I said to have someone with decoys and to get attack helicopters? Well, this is where they come in use. If you begin to get overrun, the players with decoys should throw them until the team is able to catch back up to normal. Eliminate those zombies, and if it gets too hectic, bail out as if you were going for an ammo run, but instead go to the spawn area. You can also use attack helicopters if you think you're going to go down to give yourself immunity. Be warned though, if you're anywhere near the door at the penthouse while in the attack helicopter, do not press a button to exit. As soon as you do that, it will count as you buying the door, and the complete strat will be ruined. If you do unfortunately down during this, the good thing about this spot is the Wonder Sphere is directly behind you, and you can get your perks back just as fast as you lost them. When it comes to high rounds in this camping spot with 2 to 4 players, armor runs aren't necessarily needed. Most of the time you can get away with just grabbing some from zombie armor drops, mini boss armor drops, or carpenters. If you really need to go for an armor run, I would suggest going near the end of a round and using the fast travel near the Pack-a-Punch, which takes you directly back into Knot. As an ending side note, I'm still figuring out this editing stuff, so these videos take me a long time to make. I would really appreciate a like, comment, subscription, and maybe even turn on the notification bell if you're feeling up to it. I also stream and carry a team of randoms through the Easter egg every day. I recently added a queue command to ensure everyone that watches the stream that hasn't done the Easter egg yet will get it done. I plan on going for a world record soon as well, so if any of that interests you, make sure to follow me on Twitch. I also have a Twitter, Instagram, and sadly a TikTok. Links in description. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.